Hello everyone, and this is Abhinav Kumar, here to demonstrate our project for Comp 103P. Our project is the Morse Water Maze experiment, based on spatial awareness test of the same name, and our clients are Mindwave Ventures and SLAM. Just a quick overview on the task before we start. It was intended to be a mental health examination test and a therapy session in virtual reality using the Microsoft Hololens, testing the patient's memory and cognitive skills and how they can recall the location of items in a room based on moving around to use them, as well as gamifying the experiment to make it more enjoyable and interactive for the user. So a brief history of the experiment. The Morse Water Maze was a lab rat experiment testing the rodent's short-term memory and how well they can remember the spatial location of objects. The rats would be placed in a circular pool of water with a small island or platform just above the surface level and would be trained to find the platform regardless of their starting location in the pool. Once the rat had memorized the location of the platform and could swim to it, almost immediately from being placed in the pool, the water level would increase, so the platform is now below the surface and made opaque, preventing it from being seen above. The rat's memory would be tested by trying to find the platform purely by remembering its location in the pool. So our task at Mindwave was to adapt this experiment to create a reimagined version using human patients instead of rodents in a virtual environment, instead of using a giant pool of water, in order to examine and care for people with mental health issues and lack of spatial awareness as a form of therapy. We developed the program using Unity game engine in C# and compiled and installed it on HoloLens using Visual Studio. The Unity engine was recommended on the Microsoft HoloLens website and one that we had strong experience with beforehand. It also meant we could easily modify the virtual world that would be spawned by the HoloLens, or in the future adapt and modify it that can be compatible with other virtual augmented reality headsets. Here you can see the app in action using the HoloLens emulator for Windows. When it's first opened, you'll be taken to a menu choice between Patient and Therapist. Clicking on Therapist will take you to the Settings menu. Patient button takes you to the main menu. By clicking on the Therapist button, we are taken to the Settings page. There are several parameters that we can change here. However, parameters such as set platform spawn, set delay time, set arena size, and set number of trials are all set to default values as seen. However, set patient spawn is not. This is why it's vital for the user to set the patient spawn before launching the game. On the main menu, we can see also several other options. By clicking on the tutorial button, we can see a detailed interview of steps. Users can return back to the menu by clicking back. To launch the game, the user has to click on the Start button. The world will be loading as soon as they click launch, and you'll be able to see visual meshes all around you. This means that the arena is being loaded in. Once the world is loaded in, you'll be able to see several visual cues around you. Firstly, the user has to locate the start platform, which is indicated by a square and a cylinder, and walk on top of it. A bell will ring when this has occurred. The arena will now be surrounded by 4 walls. The user now has to go to the objective platform, which is indicated by a blue square. Standing on top of it will make it green. The user has to stand for 3 seconds, which makes the platform disappear and enter the delay phase. As heard by then, the bell rings when the delay phase is over. The therapist will now ask the user to go to any part of the arena, such as this corner, and begin phase 3 by looking at the floor and tapping. A bell will be indicated. The therapist will now ask the observer to locate the blue square before where it was by using the visual cues around them. When the user thinks they are above the blue objective platform, they have to look at the floor and tap again. They are now taken back to the main menu. The user's location, movements, and orientation are all tracked internally by the HoloLens and can be obtained from official HoloLens website. This can allow the therapist to record and analyze the patient's actions and behaviors for their research. So that's our project. Thank you for listening to our presentation, and we hope you have enjoyed our creation.